Good evening, friends. This is Professor Vishal, and in today's lecture, we are going to continue our chapter. Almost we are at the end of this chapter, that is circle from 10th standard SSC board. Okay. Now, up to last lecture, we have seen this theorem, that is theorem of internal division of chords. Basically, in last lecture, we solved the practice set, that is 3.4. Last but one practice set of this chapter. Then we will see some important theorems like we can say angle between tangent and secant theorem. Then we have also studied this what we can say converse of that theorem. Then we have seen theorem of internal division of chords. Okay, now in this lecture we are going to start theorem of what we can say theorem of external division chords. Okay, so here this theorem is given, proof is given here, but we have to put the appropriate values inside the box. We have to fill the boxes and complete the theorem here. Okay, I will help you to complete this. So according to this theorem, that is theorem of external division of chords, if the secant containing chords AB and CD of a circle intersect outside the circle in the point E, then AE into EB equal to CE into ED. Means what here, according to this theorem, secant containing two chords, this chord AB and chord CD we can say, isn't it? Then at these two chords intersect outside the circle here. That is the most difference. Means what, they are intersecting at this point A and E point, which is located outside the circle we can say. Okay, so then we can write EE into EB equal to CE into ED. Okay, so we have to draw, so here we have to do some construction. Simply we have to draw, we have to join this point A and point D. I am discussing about these 2 points, point A and point D, which is joined by dotted lines. And similarly I have to join this segment also, point B and point C, with the dotted lines. Okay, so that is the only construction we needed in order to prove this theorem. So if we see the diagram, you will, after this construction, we will get two triangles. First triangle is triangle ADE, isn't it? I am discussing about this triangle ADE. So this particular triangle. Okay, so and I will get another triangle as a triangle CBE. So this triangle C, B and E. So this triangle I can say. Okay, so we will get these two triangles after doing this construction. So if we see these two triangles, in which if we see this angle E, that is I can write this as an angle AED, which is equal to angle CEB. Means what, this E angle I can write for first triangle, it is AED, is congruent with angle CEB. Okay, and reason is already given here, because this E angle is a common for both triangles, isn't it? So next we have to we can write angle DAE, that is in short angle A we can say, is congruent with angle BCE. So what do you mean by it? These two angles, that is angle A and angle C in this triangle, are congruent. We have to provide here reason. So these are congruent because angle inscribed in these are the angles which are inscribed in the same arc, isn't it? Hence these two angles, that is angle DAE and angle BCE, are congruent. Okay, now here we have to put the reason, that is angle inscribed in a same arc, or we can say angles inscribed in a same arc. Okay, then we can write, therefore here we can write triangle ADE is congruent or similar to triangle CBE. Triangle ADE is similar to triangle, here instead of this box we have to write CBE, triangle CBE. And here we can provide the reason, as both angles are equal, we can write down here according to AA test, angle test, isn't it? So these two triangles are equal according to angle test. I have to put here angle test, and I have to put here triangle CBE. Okay, so or you can write here this, I'm discussing about this triangle. Okay, so then if these two triangles are similar, we can write according to the corresponding sides of similar triangle, that is AE divided by CE. AE and CE are the corresponding triangles. I can write the ratio of them, AE divided by CE. So here I have to write CE, okay, in first denominator. Then equal to, I can write ED divided by EB. That is, here I am going to write ED, so it will be not clear for you. Just I am try to note down there. ED divided by EB means ED divided by EB is there. So after cross multiplication, so I can write here in a, try to write down in a clear manner. So here ED will be there and here EB is there, okay. Then if I will cross multiply it, I will get AE into EB. That is here in at the last box I can write AE into EB, which is equal to CE into ED. Okay, so in this way we can prove this theorem of external division of chords. Okay, I hope you will understand it. Just this theorem is already given to you. We have to complete this proof and provide the reason accordingly. Okay, then we will see next part of this chapter, that is tangent second segment theorem. Okay, I will tell you this tangent second segment theorem is most important as per as your examination point of view also. And if you observe or if you see the problems given in practice set 3.5, total there are 5 problems, and out of 5 problems almost 3 to 4 problems are based on this theorem. Okay, now you can imagine that how important it is. Okay, now we will first understand this theorem clearly, then we will quickly revise these concepts, and we will we will discuss about some solved problems, and at last we are going to solve the practice set. Okay, here in tangent second segment theorem, point E is the exterior of the circle. Here in this diagram, point E is the exterior of the circle, is in the exterior of the circle. A secant through E intersect the circle at point A. Okay, at point A and B, basically the secant intersect the circle at point A and at point B. Okay, and tangent through E touches the circle at point T, means from this exterior point one secant is passing and one tangent is passing. Secant passing through the circle at intersect at point A and B, and tangent touches the circle at point T. Okay, so up to this data is given. Then we have to prove that EA into EB means this EA into EB equal to ET square. Okay, so this is what I have to prove. This is what we have to prove. Okay, so in order to prove this, I have to draw some construction here. I have to draw segment TA. Okay, here I am going to join these 2 points, point A and point T. Okay, T is the point which touches the circle through because of tangent ET, or we can say, and A is the point which touches the circle because of secant, isn't it? I am going to join these 2 points, or I can draw tangent AT or segment AT, sorry. Okay, or we can write it as a segment T also. And similarly I will join this T point with the another intersection point of circle through the secant, that is B. I can join this TA and TB. After joining, what I will get? I will get 2 triangles here. If we closely observe, you will get 2 triangles. First triangle is triangle EAT. So though this it looks very small, but I will try to explain you. I am discussing about this triangle EAT. Okay, then in this triangle I will get this triangle, and I will get another triangle, that is TEB, or we can say TEB. So this triangle, isn't it? So in this 2 triangle, if we see, angle E is a common angle, isn't it? I can write it as an angle AET is congruent with angle TEB, or we can say angle AET is congruent with angle TEB, because this E point or angle E is the common angle, isn't it? Therefore I can write these 2 angles are congruent with the help of common angle concept or common angle property, we can say. Then we will see another 2 angles, that is angle ETA. I am discussing about this angle ETA. Okay, is congruent with angle EBT. EBT. Now why these are congruent? Because according to the tangent secant theorem, we have seen tangent secant theorem, these two angles are equal. That is, in short, we can say angle T, sorry, I can write this angle T and angle B. So these angles are equal according to the tangent segment theorem, because these points joining the one point joining the tangent and another point joining the secant. Okay, according to the tangent secant theorem, these two angles are equal. So in this triangle, in these two triangles we have discussed, in triangle EAT and in triangle ETB, if we see, we will come to know these two angles are equal, and according to angle test, here we can write here, we can write angle similarity test. These two triangles, that is triangle EAT and triangle ETB, are congruent or similar triangle, we can say. Okay, triangle EAT and triangle ETB are similar triangles, and if similar triangles are there, according to the concept of corresponding sides of similar triangles are equal, then I can write ET divided by EB, ET divided by EB, which is equal to EA divided by ET, EA divided by ET. Okay, so I can write this as a corresponding sides. Then I will what I will do, I will cross multiply them. I will get EA into EB equal to ET square. What I will get, EA into EB equal to ET square. Okay, so this is what I have to prove. This particular tangent secant segment theorem we have to use in while solving the many problems from the practice set or in your examination also. So this is most important theorem, I can say. Okay, now we will discuss some we will quickly revise the basic up to, or we quickly revise this concept in a remember this section of your book. So if you see, a diagram is given here. So in this diagram, AE into EB equal to CE into ED. Okay, we have seen this theorem also. So this property is basically known as theorem of chords which are intersecting inside the circle. Okay, these AE, AB and CD are two chords and they are intersecting inside the circle. They will meet at point E, isn't it? And hence I can write it as a AE into EB equal to CE into ED. Okay, then second, in this diagram I can write, if you see here, we will see the property, these two chords intersect outside the circle here at point E, and this E point is in this case outside the circle, previous case it is inside the circle. Okay, so this is the difference, and we can write here also AE into EB equal to CE into ED. Okay, so this is what this is the property we we have seen the theorem of chords intersecting outside the circle. Okay, so in this way these two important theorems we have quickly revised. Now we will see third theorem, that is tangent secant segment theorem. So according to this theorem, a diagram is given here, EA into EB equal to ET square. Okay, so this property is particularly known as tangent secant segment theorem, isn't it? So this is also most important. EA into EB means this EA into EB, which is equal to ET square. Okay, so in this way you can use these theorems in order to solve the problems based on these theorems. We are going to solve firstly, we will discuss about the solved problems, and we will then continue we will solve each and every problem in detail for your last practice set. Okay, now let us start with the solved questions first. So in this section, total there are, I think, there are 4 questions, sorry, and which are solved. We will discuss in detail about them all, and then we will solve this practice set, that is 3.5. okay, so before practice set we will quickly discuss about this solved questions. Okay, now in this section, first question is given, for which diagram is given here. So I am going to refer this diagram. So in this diagram, segment PS is a tangent segment. Okay, and line PR is a secant, isn't it, which intersect the circle at point Q and R. If PQ is given as 3.6, QR is given as 6.4, we have to find out the PS. Okay, now as we recently discussed, that is about the tangent secant segment theorem, here we have to use this theorem only, and according to this theorem in this circle, PS square equal to PQ into PR, isn't it? According to the tangent second segment theorem, isn't it? So PS square equal to, here if you see PQ, value of PQ is given, value of QR is also given, but value of PR is not given. But I can write this PR as a, PQ plus QR. Okay, so I am making here PS square equal to PQ as it is. Instead of PR I am going to write PQ plus QR. Okay, so now I have all the values. Value of PQ is here with me, QR is also with me. I can easily calculate PS. So I can write PS square equal to, PQ is 3.6 into, in bracket, PQ is again 3.6 and QR is a 6.4. These all values are given. Okay, now if I will add it, this 3.6 plus 6.4 becomes 10, and if I will multiply it by 3.6, just I have to write when we multiply it by 10 or 100, we just have to write down that figure only, and we have to write down the zeros, number of zeros. In this case only one zero is there, and accordingly we have to shift the decimal point. We will get answer as a 36 in this case. Now if we see, if PS square, we will get PS square as a 36, then I have to calculate PS, because they ask me to find out the value of PS. So PS can be calculated by taking square root. So square root of 36 is 6. Okay, so why I am insisting this, because most of the time student in a hurry, what they will do, they will directly write PS equal to 36, and at last they will lose their marks for last step. Okay, so PS square is 36. In order to calculate PS, I have to take square root, then square root of 36 is a 6. So value of PS I will get as a 6 unit. Okay, so this is your final answer, we can say. Okay, now here we discussed our most important concept. Here we have to use this tangent second segment theorem, that is PS square equal to PQ square plus PQ into PR. Okay, now we will discuss about the second problem. So in this second problem, this I have to refer this diagram here. So in this diagram, chord MN and chord RS, these two chords, they will intersect at point P, and value of PR is given as 6 unit, value of PS is also given as 4 unit, value of MN is given as 11 unit. We have to find out the value of PN. Okay, now if we see, by just observing this particular problem, you will come to know here two chords are given and they will intersect at point P, and this point P is located inside the circle. Okay, then we have to use the theorem of, we discuss about this theorem. Okay, theorem of chords intersecting inside the circle. So I am directly using this theorem of chords intersecting inside the circle. So accordingly I can write this Pn into Pm, this Pn into Pm, which is equal to PR into PS, that is PR into PS. Okay, or I can write this Pn into Pm or PS equal to PR into PS. Okay, so simply we have the values only here. See, in your problem, only out of these four values, what they will give us, value of PR is given as a 6 unit and value of PS is given as a 4 unit. But if you see, value of PN is not given and value of PM is not given. So here we will get two unknowns. Okay, so for which what I will do, I will consider value of PN as a X. Okay, now if we consider PN as a X, total MN is given as 11. So here I am try to explain you this. Let us say this is total MN. Okay, and point P is here. Okay, if I will assume this Pn as a, so this Mn is given as 11 unit. Okay, now if this P1 is X, I can write down this Pm as a 11 minus X, isn't it? So I have to subtract this X from this complete distance, that is 11 minus X. So I can write this Pn as a X and Pm as a 11 minus X. Okay, so I am going to put this value in this equation. So I will get X Pn is x into Pm is 11 minus x equal to Pr is a 6 unit and Ps is a 4 unit, which is given. So if I will simplify this bracket, what I will get, x into 11 is 11x minus x into x is x square, which is equal to 24. So 11x minus x square equal to 24. I will just shift this 24 from RHS to LHS. So I will get this equation as a 11x minus x square minus 24 equal to 0. Okay, so I will get this step. Now what I will do, I will rearrange this equation. I will multiply it by minus sign. So I will get my minus x square into minus becomes plus. So I will write here first x square. I am just writing down in a proper format of quadratic equation. Okay, then 11x, so plus 11x, when I will multiply it by minus sign, so it becomes minus 11x, and minus 24 becomes plus 24. So final equation is x square minus 11x plus 24 equal to 0. And we can easily factorize this. If we see minus 3 into minus 8, isn't it? Minus 3 into minus 8, product of these two numbers is plus 24, and minus 3 and minus 8, if you add it, I will get minus 11. So I can write this equation in form of roots as a x minus 3 into x minus 8 equal to 0. And as we all know, if the product of two number is 0, either first number is 0 or second number is 0, isn't it? So accordingly I can write x minus 3 equal to 0 or x minus 8 equal to 0. Here I will get value of x as a 3 or value of x as a 8. And basically x we assume for Pn. Therefore we can say Pn is, we will get two values of Pn. Either Pn is a 3 or Pn is a 8. Now see, if Pn is a 3, what is the value of Pm? If total Mn is 11, if Pn is a 3, Pm will be 8, isn't it? And if Pn will be 8, Pm will be 3, isn't it? Because Mn is total 11. So in this way you can cross verify your answer also, no problem. So you have to use here theorem of chords which are intersecting inside the circle. Okay, now we will discuss about our next question, that is question number 3 from practice set. So in this question a diagram is given here. So it seems to be seems to be complicated, but actual problem if we solve, this is very simple problem. Okay, so let's discuss. So in this diagram two circles are there and they are intersect at each other, they are intersect with each other in points x and y. So I am discussing about this diagram, and here two circles, they will intersect the both circles at point x and y here. Okay, so the tangent drawn from point M, this tangent drawn from point M on line xy touch the circle at point P and Q. Means two tangents are there from point P, so it will touches the one circle at point Q and touches the another circle at point P. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to prove here segment PM is congruent with segment QM. Means what we have to prove, this PM and QM are congruent with each other. Okay, so now let us start this problem. So if we see in this problem, this is already given, we have to just put the appropriate values. This is already solved question, we have to put the appropriate values in that particular problem of the solution of that problem. Okay, so in this theorem we have to fill in the blanks and complete this proof. So line mx is a common dash of the two circles. Okay, so this is mx is what, actually it intersects the both circle at 2 points at point x and y. Okay, it will intersect at this circle at point x and y, and it will also intersect this circle at point m1 y. As we all know, if a line intersect the circle, it is known as secant. So in this blanks position I have to write secant. Okay, line, therefore I will complete this sentence as line mx is a common secant of two circles. Okay, here instead of dash you have to write secant. Okay, now we will see the next. If this is a secant, then we can write according to the secant tangent secant segment theorem, Pm square equal to My into Mx. So I will put this as a equation 1, and you have to write here, you can also write here the reason, that is according to tangent secant segment theorem. Okay, now if we see this equation, similarly here blank positions are given and reason is provided as tangent secant segment theorem, and which to which I have to Provide equation number 2. Okay, as per the tangent second segment theorem, if you observe clearly, I am going to consider second tangent right now, that is mq square equal to, or we can say qm square equal to my into mx. So here at this position I have to write qm square. I can not write here because space is not available. I will use this space here. That is for this I will complete this line. Qm square equal to, sorry, again I will write it, my into mx, isn't it? Because reason is already there, tangent second segment theorem. This is a tangent and my and mx are the part of the seconds. So I can write this as equation number 2, which is given in at the end of this line. So from equation 1 and 2, if we closely observe, RHS from equation 1 and equation 2 is the same. If RHS is same, we can write LHS is same. Therefore here we can write PM square equal to QM square. So instead of this position I am going to write PM square. Okay, I will rewrite here. I can write this as a PM square. Okay, PM square equal to QM square. Therefore taking square root on both sides, I can write PM equal to QM. Okay, therefore we can easily say that these two segments, segment PM and segment QM, are congruent with each other, and this is what I have to prove here. Okay, so basically this particular problem is completely based on tangent second. This we can say that instead of problem we can say theorem. This theorem is completely based on tangent second segment theorem. Okay, so this particular question is completely based on tangent second segment theorem. Okay, now we will see last question of this solved section, and we will going to start our practice set. Okay, so here if we see this question, so in this question a diagram is given here, and they will mention segment PQ is a diameter of the circle. Okay, R is any point on the circle. Okay, segment RS is perpendicular to segment PQ. Segment RS is perpendicular to segment PQ. We have to prove that SR is a geometric mean of particularly PS and SQ. Means SR is a geometric mean of PS and SQ, or according to the geometric mean theorem of geometric mean, SR square equal to PS into SQ. Okay, that is what we have to prove here. Okay, so in this theorem if we see, or in this question if we see, the answer is given with the help of some steps, and we have to complete that steps, and then we will get our answer in an easy way. Okay, now here in solution they give us steps, and we have to use these steps, and we have to prove this. Okay, now I will help you to complete this question. Okay, though it is particularly hint is only given, though it is solved example, but actually it is not solved in your book. Okay, hints are given, and we have to use some basic concepts, and we have to try this question. Okay, so if we see here, first step is given, draw ray RS. I am discussing about these 4 steps, out of which first step is draw ray RS. Okay, it intersect the circle at point T, means we have to draw this ray RS and it will intersect at point T. Okay, then in second step we have to show that RS equal to TS, means whatever the distance TS is there, which is equal to RS. We can easily prove that, but I will give you a simple hint. As we all know, it is given in question that PQ is the diameter, isn't it? Means if PQ is the diameter, it divides the circle into 2 equal parts. And if we see the distance of this R from this point T, which is equal to distance of this point T from this point S, or we can say that this point R and T are equidistant from point S, then we can easily show that this RS equal to TS. Okay, in this way you can use also you can draw some segment, and you will get 2 triangles, and we can also prove this, no problem. But in a simple way we can say that this point T and point R, which are lies on the circle, they are equidistant from point S, because this point S is lies on the diameter of the circle. Okay, so simple way you can write down this RS equal to TS. Okay, Now third hint is given, or third step is given. Write result using theorem of intersection of chords inside the circle. Now if I want to use the theorem of intersection of chords inside the circle, so I will have to consider this PQ is one of the chord and RT is one of the chord, and then I can write this here according to this theorem, or I will use a separate sheet here. Sorry, I will show you this particular step separately here. Okay, so I am using this, I'm using this board here and I'm trying to explain. So in this circle, if I am going to use the theorem of intersection of chords inside the circle, then I can write this PS into SQ, which is equal to RS into ST, which is equal to RS into ST. Okay, but if you see here, we already show here that RS equal to TS. Okay, so I can write this instead of I will use this PS into SQ as it is, and I will put RS as it is, and instead of ST I can write RS, isn't it? So it becomes, what I will get this PS into SQ equal to RS square. Okay, or I can write this as a RS as a SR. I will write SR into SR. So this becomes PS into SQ equal to SR square, isn't it? And if we see our question, this is what we have to prove, isn't it? SR square equal to PS into SQ. That is, we can say that SR is the geometric mean of PS and SQ. Okay, according to the geometric mean theorem. So in this way you can use the simple steps and you can solve this problem. Now we discussed in this session about important theorems, out of which most important theorem, which I am again suggest you to do it perfectly, that is tangent secant segment theorem. And again, two theorems are also important. Most of the times question will also ask on that theorem, that is intersection of chords inside the circle and intersection of chords outside the circle. Okay, now we will see in our next session practice set 3.5, that is last set from this question or from this chapter. Okay, thank you.